Hey there, I'm Savanna, I'm with Fancii, and I'm a professional makeup artist, and I am here today to help you achieve the perfect dewy, glowy look that is very much trendy right now, but sometimes it's a little hard to achieve. So I'm here today to help you get that perfect amount of glow without it being over the top. I know that if you have oily or combination skin, glowy skin may not be your favorite, but there are ways to make the dewy look work. So the mirror I'm using today to do my makeup is my favorite by far. I've used a lot of mirrors that have LED lights, but this one takes the cake. Today I'm using Aura. Here she is. My favorite part about Aura is that she has 3 different color temperatures. So we have soft white, we have a natural daylight, and we have a neutral white light. I think my favorite is probably the natural daylight because we all know that daylight is the perfect lighting to do our makeup in, but sometimes, you know, we don't always have daylight. I also love that it has a little tray on the bottom, so I usually keep some chapstick because I'm always using chapstick, and probably just some earrings that I'm gonna wear for the day. Alright, so let's get into how to create the perfect dewy look. So first and foremost, before anything makeup related, we want to make sure our skin is prepped and cleaned, ready to go. My favorite cleanser is CeraVe's Hydrating Facial Cleanser for normal to dry skin. My favorite exfoliator is Pixie's Milky Hydrating Peel. And after we cleanse and exfoliate, we want to moisturize. So my favorite is also from CeraVe, Daily Moisturizing Lotion. So I've already done all that to my skin. It's nice and cleansed, exfoliated, moisturized. So now we're gonna move on to a primer. This is Becca's First Light Priming Filter. I just washed my hands, so I'm just gonna apply it with my fingertips. And I'm gonna put it all over my face. And you can already see that brightening effect that it's leaving on my skin. So another product that isn't absolutely necessary, but I find that it helps a lot, is an under eye cream. Our under eyes are the most sensitive part of our face. The skin is really thin, so when we layer makeup on, it tends to look sometimes cakey, or our wrinkles will show through. So I like to use Ole Henriksen's Banana Bright Eye Cream. So the next product I like to use is an oil. Now, depending on your skin type and the level of dewy skin you want to achieve, you can either stick to just the primer, you can go straight from moisturizer into a hydrating foundation. It's all up to you and what you feel comfortable with your skin type. My skin is normal to combination, so I'm gonna just go ahead and apply an oil. And my favorite oil is Makeup Revolution London's Baking Oil. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take a brush and sweep it all over my face. Okay, so our skin is ready to go. We're nice and dewy already as it is. So for foundation, this is a really important part too, next to skincare. You want to use a foundation that's lightweight and hydrating. You don't want to use something that's heavy and really full coverage, and if it is, you want to use a really light layer of it. You don't want to use too much. Lately, my favorite has been Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Now, when applying this foundation in particular, and usually with any foundation, if you use a beauty sponge, a damp beauty sponge, it will soak up some products, so it will leave a lighter layer on your skin. However, I just prefer to use a brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a brush today, but just remember that using a sponge does leave a lighter layer of makeup on your face. And again, remember, there's a few key factors when achieving a dewy look. Most of it relies on your skin prep and primer and everything you do before makeup, but it also relies on the amount of makeup you put on. So you want to put a thin layer of foundation, nothing too cakey, nothing too heavy, nothing too full coverage, just something to even your skin tone out and give you an even layer of color. Of course, using a hydrating foundation is also really important. If we use something matte, we're gonna have a matte look. So next we have concealer. I am right now using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and this is the shade Almond. So once that's placed on my chin and forehead, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and conceal under my eyes, and this is also an important step to remember. I go ahead and place some underneath my eye, but I don't place it directly underneath. I leave like about a ½ inch to an inch of space underneath my eye, and when I blend it is when I bring it all the way up. Now, when it comes to using powder for dewy looks, you would normally think that you wouldn't use any when you want to achieve a really dewy look, and you don't have to. That's completely fine. You can stick with creams and liquids, and you don't need to set it. However, this also depends on the level of dewy you would like to achieve, the activities you're going to be doing, and also your skin type. So whether you decide you want to powder your whole face or not, just remember that when you do use powder, it does set the makeup to last longer, and it does help a little bit with creasing. So I'm gonna go ahead and powder very lightly under my eyes just so I make sure it doesn't crease. And the powder I'm using is RCMA No Color Powder. Another good powder that I like to use is Laura Mercier Translucent or Medium Deep, depending on the skin tone. And so now is the time where we kind of decide, okay, do I want to stick with only creams and liquids and not put any powder on my face, or do I want to put some powder? Because now we are going to contour / bronze a little bit. So for me, I'm going to bronze using a concealer today, so we're going to stick with kind of the liquid / creams. I'm going to use LA Girls Pro Conceal Concealer in Toffee. And I also do enjoy a little bit of a nose contour, so I'm going to take that same concealer using a smaller brush. So the next step would be blush, and this is also another part where you have to kind of decide if you want to go for a cream blush or if you want to stick with powder. Today I'm going to use a cream. I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Makeup Stick Blush, and this is in the shade Peach Bums. And this is my personal product, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger, tap it on there, and then tap it onto my cheeks, the apples of my cheeks, and bring it a little bit back above that bronze we put on. And I like this blush too because it does have a hint of shimmer, so it adds an extra little glow to the face. Now again, because I'm sticking with the cream / liquids for now, I'm gonna go ahead and use a liquid or cream highlighter. And two of my favorites are the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Spotlight. This is in the shade Moonstone. I also really love Laura Geller's Easy Illuminating Stick, and this is in the shade Gilded Honey. This is a beautiful color, and I think I'm gonna go with this one today. So again, just using my ring finger, and I'm gonna put it on the high points of my cheek. So we're almost done. The next step for me would be to apply some powder. Me personally, even when I do a really dewy look, there are some places on the face where shine and dew just don't belong, and that includes right here. So right here where your smile lines are, right next to your nose, I would say that that isn't the most flattering part to have some shine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly powder with my RCMA powder, just right in that area. So to finish off this really pretty dewy lightweight look, I'm using my Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm, and this is in the shade Rose. Okay, so I lied. There's a couple more things I do want to do. So I am going to apply a very, very light, thin layer of my RCMA No Color Powder all over my face, just to make sure it's nice and set and it doesn't move so much, because remember, when we don't have any powder on our face, we only have creams and liquids, it is more likely to move around on our face. And now, last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and use a glow mist. And then use my damp sponge to press it into the skin. All right, so here is our finished dewy, glowy, beautiful, fresh look. And I just wanna give a quick honorable mention again to Aura. This mirror has honestly been a blessing. So this mirror really does give you the perfect lighting to achieve the perfect makeup application. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one.